As of today, both the spot XRP ETF and the Solana spot ETF can be bought and sold. What will people want more? They will talk about what they think will be the most famous thing in the first few days of this start. Jay Claver also brought up some interesting points about XRP and its goods that we haven't talked about much on the channel. Now we'll talk about some of the things Brad Garlinghouse said near the end of the movie. But first, let's play this. If you started both Solana and XRP at the same time, which one would get more flows? What a great idea. Hey, James, now it's your turn.
Not at all.
I'm going to say this: when futures, Solana ETFs, and leverage futures or derivatives based ETFs with exposure to Solana came out before the XRP versions, something similar did happen. The XRP versions have more assets and flows than the Solana forms. Okay. But buyers aren't nearly as interested in the base goods on the Giratas as they are in the spot goods. There is a fake spot product from Rex Osprey that tried to get, and being exposed to spot a lot of different ways, are used to get around the rules at Solana with staking. Also, that's really well done. In the short run, I would bet on XRP though. Long term, I think SA will get more goods in that area. But like you said, I don't know much about this part of the world, have no idea how a blockchain works. They like XRP. They believe that all banks will use it as a way to settle their back-end transactions. I do think there's a lot of shopping out there. On TikTok and these other social media sites, people talk about XRP and Ripple more than almost anything else. Their ground game is great. Visit Reddit, the same thing. It's not true the same as the ground game. That's what I would say. Then I'm not sure. You can only guess at that point. While based on what I've seen and heard from people in this place and people who don't really care about what's going on, it looks like it seems like a lot more important people are looking at Solana. Really smart buyers are more likely to pick Solana or Ethereum than Ripple or XRP. With that said, I agree with you. I think XRP would do better at first. I've seen the people who buy crypto like Solana more than XRP, but that's not the type of person who buys the ETF on the first day. Hold on a second. When I think of Solana, I don't picture this strange and wonderful place. Take a moment to think about how many meme coins are used around Solana. He says that large institutional buyers think that Solana is a better choice than XRP. I want to know more about this. That's really cool. On Solana's open market, 90% of all trades are made with meme coins. What did you mean when you said that big buyers are very serious? Let's do this again. I agree with you. I think XRP would do better at first. I see that people who buy crypto like Solana more than XRP. But that's not the type of person who buys the ETF on the first day. That's right. You know, it's love. Yes, there are, of course. I went to an XRP meeting in Las Vegas with about 200 other people on a Saturday. There are no more spots left. That's crazy. That should be easy to get at a trade meeting. On a Saturday, no one is going. I think XRP will do really well right away. A lot of people are really excited about it. It doesn't matter that 90% of people hate it again. It's important that 10% of people like it. It's what starts the waves. I think it will do well. To think that Solana is going through a kind of story change, you said it should be ripped. Based on when it came out and where it is in the shift, I think that means a lot. If Solana's going up, it would do well, but for at least the first few months, I would choose XRP. That's interesting. People say Solana will win in the end, even though XRP was the first to trade. I believe Solana wants to. Don't worry about meme coins all the time. That's cool, but will they really be able to do that? That's what a lot of people think, but there are actually 174 billion XRP out there. Is this still right, up to date when I put it online? Okay. Solana 88 billion more in spot trade and more liquidity than Solana futures, which had less liquidity. Since the law became clear in 2023, institutional interest has grown and ETF sales have been pretty flat. While we wait for the ETF to be, we're becoming more interested in the XRP system now that it's ready. Better technology results and benefits are making institutions want to buy more. but the launch of the futures ETF wasn't very interesting. In 2023, a U.S. court said that XRP was not a protection in and of itself. The SEC is still looking into Sol's security status, though, which could make it harder for ETFs to catch on, at least in the high 90s. It will be interesting to see how these two are alike and different. I'm going to play this video of Jake Lever. Now it's time for the derivatives, which are where things get interesting. Okay, this is what I believe Ripple's main goal is with their work. Codius is something that has been in beta for a long time. It is a tool for making smart contracts more flexible. It is made up of all of these structured products, which are part goods. It's not even possible to measure the future right now. A lot of people don't know how dangerous it is. In 2008, Lehman and Al, those other businesses failed because they had a lot of mortgage-backed securities that they had sold, borrowed money against, and done other risky things with. It makes them a lot of money to do this. They do not know how much it is worth to take that risk. Also, no one can tell you how much the futures market is worth. $4 quadrillion is about how much it is. And if you had a way to keep track of that, you could use it to find all the risks that came with it and make all these changes that are hard to understand. To make this work, you need to really understand smart contracts. That was for XRPL, and XRP takes care of those. This is equal to $10,000, 0 cents to $50,000, 0 cents in XRP. That's 5 years, I think. Jay Claver says that in 5 years, XRP could be worth anywhere from $10, 0 cents to $50,000, 0 cents. That was an interesting thing to say. He brought up Kabil. I am not sure if you heard that or not. Codius is a smart contract and smart program hosting system that is free and doesn't need to be controlled. If you will click here, if you don't know what it is, Codius runs contracts on a network of hosts that are not connected to the blockchain. This makes it easier for smart contracts to work with other systems. In other blockchain-based smart contract systems, contracts run right on the chain, but this is not the case here. Any program written in a standard language can run on the platform in a safe, separate area. Payment and performance are also possible with built-in bills. It is talked about how Codius and Ripple are linked. It was planned by Ripple to be a tool for smart contracts in 2014, but it was put on hold because the market wasn't ready yet. Thanks. When Ripple's interledger protocol came out and made it possible for funds to be sent between different ledgers, which was a big problem, the product came back. Cross-chain smart contracts let Codius smart contracts store assets on more than one distributed ledger like XRP and Bitcoin. This is possible because the technology works with other chains. This makes it simple to move money between blockchains and keep track of it, connection between ledgers. The interledger system, which was also made by Ripple, works directly with Codius. This lets deals happen